And we're live. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Four Quarters. All sports, every day, all day. And she's a babe. I really got to stop talking about Aaron Rodgers.
My money's on that.
And to no surprise, my shout out, Caitlin Clark. Oh my God, it's too hot out.
Yep, and we're live.
And we're live. Welcome in. It's too hot out does not mean here in Barrie, Vermont. Welcome in to another Four Quarters on a Friday.
Happy friggin' Friday. Oh. I almost started it off.
I'm going to keep a little tally.
Yeah.
He's cutting back on her swearing.
I'm going to try. And this is, and I'm going to make the jar, I'm going to say it because then it'll hold myself accountable. I can't talk. This is going to be really bad.
Where's the jar going to go? Like right here? Right in the middle of things?
Friday brain is even worse than Wednesday brain.
Oh, wow.
I know. So, yeah, if we do more of these Fridays, I'm probably going to curse way more because my brain, the frontal lobe is just not firing. We're going to have a jar, and it's going to be called Fucks to Give.
Oh!
That's what it's going to be called.
I like it.
Right? Because it makes sense. So the premise will be, and I'll have like fake dollar bills over there. Okay. Every time I drop an F-bomb.
Monopoly money.
Yeah, every time I drop an F-bomb, they're going to put in $2 in the jar.
Okay.
And then if I get over 5, so if I start hitting 6 or 7, it's $4 per F-bomb.
Is this going to a doggy rescue?
Yep, and then at the end of the month, we'll tally it, and then I will make a donation to whatever, if you guys have any suggestions.
Throw us some suggestions. That's fabulous. Yep. I wonder if Jen Esteville's listening because the SEC conference tournament has been going on for softball, and Oklahoma is actually down.
Oh, no.
6-2 when I left in the fourth.
Jen, you doing okay?
Yeah, Jen, are you okay if you're listening to us? And Arkansas, I see you. I hear you. I now know you are a softball mecca.
Nice.
You're a powerhouse. You're ready to make some noise. And shame on me.
Jen says they're down 6-4 now.
I knew it. I knew it.
What inning is it, Jen?
Got to be the 5th. I didn't know Arkansas was this good. We always have the same old cast of characters, parody. Yeah. But I'm like, Arkansas can't be number one. Well, they are a pretty good team. They got some big bombers on that team that enjoy hitting grand slams as well. I think one might have been hitting this game. But God, it's that time of year for softball.
Yep.
And every night I find a game. And it has brought me great joy that South Carolina Gamecocks are really good at softball. Because last year when I was on the campus, watched the softball game.
Right.
Yeah, just very mediocre middle of the pack.
Yeah.
They're one of the, I think, top 15. I think they're ranked 14th right now, but making some noise. A lot of parity. I know everyone, meaning us, keep talking about Oklahoma and Texas. There's a lot of good teams out there. There really is. So welcome into Four Quarters.
Jen says, I am good. AR is a great team and playing really well this week.
Yeah.
Brie Ellis is a beast.
It's Ellis. Thank you, Jen.
And bottom of the 6th.
Bottom of the 6th.
They got it.
Jen, one more question. This isn't double elimination, right? Is it single, boom, because it's the conference championships? I know Oklahoma finished the regular season atop the SEC, but I couldn't figure it out. I was watching it the other night, and I'm like, is this double E? I know when you get to the World Series, College World Series, then we start talking about it. We are on our Four Quarters Facebook page, 802 Scoops, and we're on YouTube too.
Single elimination.
That's what I thought for this, the conference. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
How was your week, CB?
Oh my gosh.
Another week in paradise. The countdown has begun.
Oh my gosh.
3 weeks to vacation?
3 weeks to vacation.
The whole week? You're taking a whole week off?
I'm taking a whole week off.
Smart doing, because I left for Florida on Saturday, came back on Wednesday.
Why?
And then went to work.
Yeah.
And through Thursday and Friday, I was like, first of all, I thought Thursday was Monday the whole day. Of course, why wouldn't I think that?
Yep.
Felt like a Monday, acted like a Monday. I'm like, what am I doing? And then today, the greatest joy is everybody saying, Happy Friday, Happy Friday. I'm like, wow, thank God. But I know we've had a lot of rain. I hear things are going to turn around starting Monday. That's when softball starts, Central Vermont Women's Softball League.
Nice.
But it was about 86 to 90 the whole time
Damn.
we were in Florida, and it was just beautiful.
Nice.
I was kayaking one day,
Yeah.
and the dolphin was right here.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, there's one. No, and that's worth saying that. Oh, God,
Oh my
marker
gosh,
doesn't
that's
work.
amazing.
Yep.
I'm so jealous.
And the whole mapped out route that they had given us, I wanted to stay right there.
Yeah.
Because Hunter, and again, Hunter, you were such a good tour guide. Actually, he didn't go with us. He just gave us a map, explained where we would be going.
Yeah.
And we were out on the water for like almost 4 hours.
Oh, damn.
It was fabulous. And he said, once you go around this little knoll, that's where the dolphins hang out, but I can't guarantee you.
Yeah.
And there were 2 of them just hanging out with us,
I
5
love
of us.
dolphins.
Oh my God. And when it came towards me, the dolphin, I'm like, all I wanted to do was reach out and touch it, but
Yeah.
they didn't. He had said, make sure you put your paddles in the boat so you don't
Yeah.
scare him.
Yeah.
And he just came towards me. I'm like, is he going to knock me over? And they just went under.
Yeah.
And he just went around to the rest of us.
That's amazing.
A couple of manatees. Fabulous, fabulous. I really digress. We're supposed to be talking about sports, aren't we? I'm going to shoot it to you.
Mm-hmm.
We owe JJ a little flash from a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to let you do the talking
Jackie,
here.
that was my fault for totally blanking last week.
Jackie J.
But this was a couple of weeks ago. The Mutt Strut. It's a
the name.
Whoops. Okay, here we go. It's a 5K where people and doggos run or walk. But the Mutt Strut benefits Potter's Animal Angels Rescue, whose mission is to rescue unwanted or neglected animals and place them into loving and everlasting homes. So, I mean, you don't have to just make a donation during the run. You can make a donation anytime, folks. And then I'll just show you, if I can get it up, this video of people, like, come on. Oh, this is still so loud.
Oh my God, I love it. I love the sound of dogs.
Right? And they're all just so happy to be running with their people. They're just having a blast.
Yep.
If I had to run, even with tons of, maybe the only way, only way you could get me to run is if I'm surrounded by dogs. Probably.
CB doesn't do cardio.
I don't do cardio.
No.
And here's the results. 20 minutes. That's pretty impressive.
That is very impressive.
Right? Andy Frakes and Birdie. Shout out to Birdie. It's a small dog too. Oh, that was so. My mic is so loud. It's a small dog, or S. I'm guessing that means small. Really, really impressive. Shout out to all the people. Shout out to all the dogs for such a good cause. It was April 27th. And if you wanna, it's an amazing cause. So if you want to make a donation, go ahead and make a donation.
Love it. Thanks, Jackie. Sorry we're a week late doing it, but we got you in there, kiddo. And no dog shout-outs because it's the same dogs with golden hugs.
Please. Joe Edson's in the house.
Hey, Joe.
They have 3 or 4 wonderful dogs. A couple of them have been there for months. So please check them out. The ones that have been there for a few months have gone through a good amount of training.
Yep. Absolutely.
So check them out. They're adorable.
Absolutely. I keep saying, you have 2 dogs, might as well have 3. Mm-hmm. And when we got home from Florida, Bo got extremely sick on the walk, vomited,
Oh, no.
vomited. And then he got home, drank a ton of water, vomited again.
Oh, no.
Freya ran away. She's never ran away and
Aw.
got loose and ran.
Oh, no.
Gone. I'm like,
No.
what is happening? We haven't even been home 2 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, and thank God, Tracy Lewis was chatting with me, and she circled around the neighborhood and found Freya,
my
who
goodness.
ran away from her Aunt Karen at that moment. But I'm like, I couldn't imagine 3 dogs at that moment.
Yep. Valid.
But maybe.
Funny story is
Maybe.
was that yesterday? Wednesday maybe. My dad let Sophie in the backyard, and he'll keep the porch door open. She'll come in the porch and
Sure.
just bark at him to let her in. So he just let her out, and she doesn't run anywhere. And he goes out, and he can't find her. And he's yelling for her. I see him on like the bird camera and he's just yelling for her. You know where she was? Sitting in the front, up by the front door.
Get out.
She was just sitting there waiting for him to, she's like, why isn't anyone letting me in? She's just chilling.
He's yelling and she's like, I'm freaking right here.
I'm right here.
Dude, let me in.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, Frank. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
Oh, 6-5. Sooners have hit 5 solo home runs, top of the 7th.
I saw the solo
Jen.
to make it 6-2. And Patty Gassos is, she chewed him out a little bit, but she's just like,
Yeah.
a lot of game left to be played. I was like in the 3rd inning, and I'm like, she's so chilled.
Right.
I mean, you win a championship, 3-peat. I'm going to give a huge shout out to my friend Bob Rathburn, who, while I was gone, left me a bobblehead Gary Carter on my desk at work. Thank you, Bob. We talked about Gary Carter. We talked about baseball for almost 45 minutes to an hour one day. I told him about the Big Papi bobblehead we had, but he kind of took a tumble, and we're trying to super glue him back. So he left me a note saying he has the same Papi, but he only had one. He thought he had 2, but he left me a Gary Carter, and he thought it would add a little life to the podcast.
Absolutely.
And I have to be honest, Gary Carter was probably my first favorite Met. I watched him a lot in Montreal because he started with the Expos, and then when I don't know if he got traded or free agency, I can't remember, to the Mets. He's pretty much the reason why I gravitated towards the Mets, because I had been a Reds fan before growing up. So I just want to give him a huge shout out, because I'm going to take good care of Mr. Carter here, and I promise not to break this one. So thank you, Bob Rathburn.
Kathy Thurston's in the house.
You got some shout outs too, don't you?
Oh, yeah, a couple.
I just wanted to throw my Gary Carter one out.
Yep, Kathy Thurston's in the house.
KT, KT, you're in Maine. I hope you guys are having a great time.
And Joe Edson says Gary was the best.
Oh,
he
you
really
stud.
was.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
My quick one, and the one of them that you're doing was going to be one of my shout outs.
Yep, go for it.
We'll share it.
Yeah, we will.
But my shout outs to Asia Wilson. I don't have the pic. There's a really amazing pic of Dawn Staley, who has a book coming out later this month. I can't wait to read that. And Becky Hammon in the background at
love that.
the last Aces game. And she had her line come out. Her sneakers sold out in like 10 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
It was insane. And they're bright pink folks.
Oh my God.
They're bright pink folks.
Way to go, Coach.
And all of the clothing line came out, and it's congratulations to Asia. She deserves it.
Freaking stud. Way to go,
what a
Asia. Way to go,
player.
Coach. Staley with the book out.
Yeah.
I
can't
audiobook now. I'm not a reader.
She's narrating the audiobook.
So on vacay, I was reading Michelle Obama's book.
Oh, yep.
What is it, Becoming?
Yep.
And I think my favorite part of it is that she's reading it. She's narrating it.
Yeah.
And she's just got one of those voices that just
I love her
pulls
voice.
you right in.
Yeah.
So I digress. Asia Wilson. What else do we got?
I think that. Do I have anything else?
I think we're going to go on to pop now.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to give a big,
Rain.
huge shout out. I mean, we always throw our shout outs around, but Greg Popovich, CB's got a picture of him that pretty much briefly gives you the numbers on his career. 5-time NBA champion, 3-time coach of the year, first all-time NBA wins, 29 flipping seasons as a head coach.
Yeah.
And it would be and counting, but Coach Pop suffered a stroke this year. And this was his first appearance, correct? I believe it was. So he made his first appearance, and he had Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili assisting him as he went up on stage. They have now named him. He has stepped down as coach after 29 seasons. He is going to become team president of the San Antonio Spurs. He walked up on stage. He was helped by Manu and Tim Duncan. And Tim Duncan's got a really cool do now. I got to say this for a guy that pretty much, not shaved completely, but pretty much in his playing days. They helped him get up on stage. He talked fluidly. He looks great. he talked about how he's going to back the new coach, who is his guy anyway.
Yep.
And he backs the coach, was on the front, and on the back it said something like president of the Spurs, Pop, president, because now he's the big time prez.
Yeah.
And this guy is one of those guys that everybody always wanted to play for. You watched him on the sidelines, and as a fan, I was like, I'm scared to death of the guy.
Yep.
But guys would run through a brick wall.
Yep.
I don't know if he was the first. He's the first that I remembered to bring a female coach onto his coaching staff.
Yep.
Get himself kicked out of a game on purpose.
Yep.
And hand the board to her.
Chills.
And the next day they won that game. I will never forget Coach Hammond, yes, Becky Hammond, standing there in a timeout with guys just
Towering.
3 times bigger than her, and she's writing on that board, and they're talking to the guys, and they're like, oh, God, we respect the shit out of Coach Hammond.
Yeah.
And if CB can, she's going to play a 90-second video from Coach Hammond when she was elected into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And just listen to the words, if you can. We'll see if this is going to work.
Pop, I'm not going to look at you. You're a man of principle and excellence. I know you weren't trying to be courageous when you hired me, but you did do something nobody else in professional sports has ever done. You display excellence, you expect excellence, and model how to become excellent in your everyday routine and how you go about your work. You spoke courage into me with a phone call as I was getting ready to coach that first summer league team in 2015. You said, just be you, you're gonna be great. And you've texted me that. I don't even know if you know how many times you've actually texted me that. Just be you, just be you, just be you. And you've changed the trajectory of my life and of so many other girls and young women. Thank you, I love you.
And with that, do we have to say anything else about Coach Pop?
No, but I just also want to show this picture. I showed it to you.
Yep,
so,
do it.
This is his first appearance since he had his stroke in, I think, November. And the whole Spurs team came out and walked out with him. And just take a look at how friggin' tall Victor Wembanyama is. These are all NBA players. They're all NBA players. They're tall. Look at him. Look at this man. Anyways,
Come on, we want you to stand next to Wemby sometime.
I won't even make it to his hip.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna
Like,
cry.
I don't think so.
Oh my God.
But yeah, what a class act.
Class act.
Joe says I have a card from when he played.
Oh, no kidding. Just such a class act. 29 years of coaching in the NBA. You don't hear that anymore.
No.
I don't think in my lifetime I'm ever going to see a coach stick around in the NBA that long.
Yeah.
And to give Becky Hammond, which she'd said there, first female,
Yeah.
given a chance in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless you, Pop. You
Amazing.
are just, you're a
Amazing.
legend. You're a legend. Any more shout outs? Hard to top the Pop one.
Yeah, hard. Yeah, I don't think so. If I can't talk.
And great to, see him make that first public appearance.
Yes.
You could tell things are a little rough on his right side, I think.
Left side.
Was it his left side? Okay. And just speaking well, very sharp.
Yeah.
Just pop.
Yeah.
And just be you.
Yeah. Joe says I'm old ladies.
Yeah, so aren't I, Joe. So aren't I. Some more shout outs as, God, time flies. We're already rounding up the first half here. We talked about Norwich lacrosse a few weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
They did make it to the semifinals where I think it was Johnson and Wales that they lost to. But I want to give a shout out to 9 members of the Norwich women's lacrosse that earned GNAC postseason honors, including Coach of the Year Ian Thomas, after a historic 15-3 campaign, and yes, indeed, a semifinal run. A shout out to Ellie Moriarty, who made first team GNAC with 68 points, 39 assists, which is second in the GNAC, and 3 7-point games. What? 3 7-point games. And also making first team honors, U32's Caitlin Fielder, 47 goals, a program record 85 draw controls, and 10 hat tricks.
That's wild.
So a huge shout out to Norwich girls lacrosse on a freaking outstanding season. And with that being said, we're just going to shout out a couple of high school spotlight teams. The first one being Montpelier High School baseball. Ding ding, who is off to a 5-0 start to their season. They will be, I think, hosting North Country tomorrow, bringing that 5-0 record to a home game at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Yesterday, they had a 6-1 victory to keep their record intact against Spalding. So the crosstown rival game. Shout out to winning pitcher Soren Bay Hansen. Allowed only 8 hits, 1 earned run over 5 innings. And Clayton Foster, man, he gets it done on the basketball court, but watch out on the diamond. He earned the save, scattering 2 hits and surrendering 0 earned runs over the final 2 innings.
Solid.
To push them to 5-0 on this season. That's exciting stuff. And as I mentioned, U32 grad Caitlin Fielder, we're going to spotlight U32 girls lacrosse, who are the 2-time defending champs.
Damn.
One of those in Caitlin Fielder's time, her senior year. They sit behind only Hartford. Hartford is 5-0. They're always at the top of everything. U32 is at 5-2 on the season, losing a week ago to Hartford, 14-12.
Oh, wow.
Must have been a hell of a game. The Raiders graduated 11 seniors, and it hasn't slowed down that program.
That's so impressive.
At all.
Damn.
They're coming off an 18-8 win over Stowe recently, where Ruby Eaton and Hannah Drury each tallied 4 goals and an assist. So they combined for 8 goals and 2 assists in that game. So a spotlight on Montpelier baseball and U32 girls lacrosse, who are going for a three-peat.
Solid.
Not easy thing to do.
No.
The two-peat being hard enough. After the Norwich, we're going to look now at a shout-out to Sue Bird.
Nice.
Did you hear about Sue Bird? So the 5-time gold medalist is filling the new role of U.S. Women's National Basketball Team Managing Director. They got to shorten that up, though.
Yeah.
That's too long.
Yeah.
And will identify players and coaches for the 2026 FIBA World Cup in Germany and the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Best thing she said was, retirement is boring and I need to do something else.
Yeah.
So Bird's role is very similar to that of the men's national team managing director, which is Grant Hill, which I knew that.
Yep.
I figured the women had a role and they didn't. So time to catch up.
Okay.
So that'll be great. In the Olympic cycle, Grant Hill was the input for the coaches, recommended the 12 players for the Olympic roster, then submitted to the U.S. Basketball Board of Directors for approval. So Sue Bird will be filling that role.
What a hard
for the
decision.
women. Yep.
What a hard decision.
Yep.
Think about how much talent there is.
Right?
Like how
I mean, we even said it in the last one. We're like, well, you left this one out, but I get it. But I mean, come on.
And give all of those players like another year or two. Oh my gosh.
Right? But you know what? They got the right person in charge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I am just beyond tickled that Sue Bird is running things. My next shout out, we did Sue Bird, is to Raphael Devers. Devers or Devers?
I think it's Devers.
Devers? All right. And obviously we're talking about the designated hitter for the Red Sox because we all remember when Bregman was signed.
Yep.
Right off the bat, Cora said, Bregman's going to third, you're our DH.
Yep.
And Devers, who signed an 11-year deal, $311 million to be their DH.
Yep.
He's a hell of a player.
Yep.
But he said, I know I'm a ball player, but at the same time, they can't expect me to play every single position out there. In spring training, they talked to me and basically told me to put away my glove.
Wow.
I wasn't going to play another position other than DH. Right now, I don't think it would be an appropriate decision by them to ask me to play any other position because Tristan Casas ruptured his left knee tendon. So now they are asking him to shift possibly over to first. Actually, not possibly, they asked him.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, well,
don't-
for lack of a better term, F you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, now they should do their jobs, essentially, and hit the market and look for another player. I'm not sure why they want me to be an in-betweener. Next thing you know, someone in the outfield gets hurt and they want me to play in the outfield. I know the kind of player that I am, and that's where I stand.
What do you think of that? What do you...
He does go on to say, they told me that I'm a little hard-headed.
Yo, Jen Estville, breaking news. Oklahoma walked off 3-run home run, final 8-6. Bravo. Bravo.
We're still going to tip of the hat to Arkansas, but holy
Damn, what a way
crap,
to win
Oklahoma.
it. What a way to win
Woo!
it.
I got to see those highlights.
And Joe Edson says the ladies have more talent than before, talking about the women's basketball.
Yep.
There's so much talent.
Yep, and yep. He
what-
went on,
yeah.
he did go, this time I don't think I can be flexible. I don't feel they stayed true to their word. They told me I was going to play this position, DH. Now they're going back on that, and I'm going to play DH. When they first signed Bregman, he said third base is my position.
Yep.
And then he got told, you're the DH.
Yep.
And to put your glove away. Those are some harsh words.
Those are.
If those were indeed-
I was going to say, if those were word for word, okay, here's the thing. If those were the word for word, what they told him, I don't blame him.
Right.
Because they literally said that you're not playing a position player ever again, you're just going to be DH.
Yep.
If they told me that, I'd be like, all right, I'm just going to be your DH,
Yep.
but don't expect me to do anything else because that is very different.
Yep.
It's also very different conditioning.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And he hasn't played the field, so he's cold.
Exactly.
Right? And then you're asking him to play a different
First base?
position. Right? So, but if it was more like, hey, we have Bregman now, he's going to play third, we're going to slip you to DH, like, you're still an important part of this team. If it was more like that, just depends on how the message was.
I think he gave up a lot when he stepped aside from third. Because right as soon, it wasn't within the ink drying on Bregman's contract that he's like,
Yeah.
I'm the third baseman here.
Yeah.
Then he gave it up.
Yep.
So now you're asking him to go play first. And
Right.
it's not like we're entering spring training where he can
exactly.
work on it.
Exactly.
So he's a team player. He gave up
Right.
third.
Right.
He let it be known he loves that position.
Yep.
I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame him either.
I mean, what are we? Are we even a third of the way through the season? We are. A third. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm your DH.
Yeah.
I'm your DH. If you want me to try another position,
Right.
wait till next spring training.
And then the pressure's going to be on him because it's not like the Red Sox are a no team, like
Right.
a nobody team
Right.
this year.
Exactly.
They have expectations on the Red Sox. So if he goes out there and doesn't play as well because he's not conditioned for it, and it's a new
Exactly.
position, I don't blame him. Jen says, "Good thing Jody's not there."
Oh my God, wouldn't you kind of want to see her face?
a little bit.
I mean, 6-2. I'm like, they're gonna fight. They're Oklahoma. They're gonna fight.
But that's what she always says. Oklahoma always finds a way.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yep. Joe Edson says, especially he's a good player. He's a great player.
He's a great player.
He is a nemesis to the Yankees.
Yes,
He destroys
yes,
the
amen.
Yankees on a day. Every time they play, he destroys the Yankees, and I hate him for it. Joe Edson says, I agree, Lori, about Devers. And then
Yep.
Colleen Eldridge.
Oh, my
is
friend
in the house.
Colleen.
Hi,
from
Lori. Hope you're
FLA.
well.
I am well, dear. How are you? Thanks for tuning in on a Friday night.
Yeah.
We like Friday nights.
It's a rainy Friday night. What else are you going to be doing?
Great to hear you tuning in, Colleen, where it's probably about 90 degrees where she is.
Oh, send some of that sunshine.
Yep. next week, hopefully, next week. Along the lines of, I love what I heard, what I saw.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins. Peter Schrager of ESPN
let's
said
go.
to keep an eye on the possibility of Kirk Cousins being traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I would love that.
Been saying it for 2 months now.
Yep, we've been talking about
We've
him
been saying
for
it.
months, but Steelers fan, much better than Rodgers.
And-
even if he's not good this year,
Right.
better than the
than
cancer that Rodgers is.
And Will Howard, the rookie's not ready to step in, but I would
Right.
not give up on Will Howard. He's he's a stud.
Yep.
Drafted him in the 6th round. Let him,
Yeah.
let his brain marinate
Let him
this
work
whole
under
season.
Kirk Cousins, learn from Kirk Cousins.
You've got 3 third-round draft picks, and that's still a little high for Cousins, but you can give up one of those for Kirk Cousins
Yeah.
for a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
I know my sister probably is wishing that now because
Oh,
it
yeah.
would take Aaron Rodgers out of the equation.
Joe says Rodgers needs to go home.
Yep. And if I'm the Steelers, I inquire about the trade now.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, Aaron, we can't wait any longer. We're trying to move forward. Travis Hunter. NFL Network Cameron Wolf reports that Hunter will primarily practice with the offense
Yeah.
during the Jags minicamp because we're
Yep.
in the rookie minicamps
Yep.
right now. His defensive participation is currently unknown,
Okay.
but we all know he wants to play
Oh,
both.
yep. Yep.
He is they're celebrating Hunter's recent graduation from Colorado. So I love the way they worded this. Hunter is going to major on offense at wide receiver first, and then the Jags hope they can eventually double major in both wide receiver and cornerback. Love
Yeah.
the way they worded it.
Absolutely.
And I think we all expect that anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
He belongs at that receiver slot, and him and Brian Thomas are going to be the best young duo.
Yep.
I mean, seriously,
I
they are going to kill it.
I can't wait.
I mean, I know you're going to say, CB, they need a quarterback to throw to them first.
But still.
And you guys like to beat me up
Oh, yeah.
about
I know.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
A quote from Nafisha Collier,
anyone could freaking throw to them.
right?
Even Trevor
They're
Lawrence.
so freaking
maybe.
athletic. Just throw it.
In their direction.
Get it.
Yeah.
They'll jump ball it.
Yeah.
This is for CB because I know I'm a Nafisha Collier fan too, but you are the biggest one.
Yep.
She's talking about MVP awards. And her quote is, I don't need people voting for me to tell me I'm the best.
Hell yeah.
I know I am. Kobe Bryant only won 1 MVP, so that shows the best player doesn't always win the MVP.
Hell yeah.
I love it when she says, I don't need people voting for me to tell
Yeah.
me I'm the best. I know I am.
Yeah.
I
And
know
you know
I
what?
am.
She is.
She is the best. And my last shout out, because I know everybody's concerned about this, and I heard it as I was leaving the house. Have no fear.
Your Asians
Jordan
here.
Hudson has not been banned from the University of North Carolina because there were reports out there that Bill Belichick's girlfriend has been banned from UNC. But the university has said, no, we indeed have not done that. So everybody can sleep well tonight. Jordan Hudson, you're allowed back on campus. You were never kicked off campus.
Why is she still a thing?
Because him and her are making her a thing.
Apparently,
my English good on that one?
Apparently, they were like copyright. Did you see that they were like copywriting all of these crazy Belichick things?
Yep.
I was like, how desperate
How
can you be?
freaking desperate.
Like, listen, Belichick, what do you have to prove? You've got stupid money. You've won stupid stupid number of Super Bowls. Like, give midlife crisis like 10 years too late. Joe Edson says Trevor Lawrence will be second in the MVP behind Josh Allen. Holy
I gotta write that one down.
Holy
Second.
shit, Joe.
Second. I love it. God, where's Wheels? Because she's the one that gives me so much shit about
my
Trevor Lawrence.
gosh.
Trevor behind Allen. Okay, I got that. Remember that. We'll remember that, Joe, and I'm
But
sure you'll
here's the
remind
thing.
us.
Here's the
Because
thing.
you need to remind us.
What will make this the year? Like, we've been talking about Trevor Lawrence for years and being like, the talent is there. He's just, he's just got to have a breakout year. What makes this year different? What do you think? What say you, Lori?
Liam Cohen.
Okay.
Liam Cohen.
Yep.
I do. It's all about the coaches
Yeah.
because Sam Darnold bounced around. What was the Vikings, his fourth team?
Probably.
Bing, bing. Third or fourth team.
Yep.
And he goes to play for Kevin O'Connell.
Yep.
And he has a career year.
Yep.
And is now not guaranteed anything past this season, but he's making millions.
Yes.
He'll make $30 million this
Yep.
year. And if he doesn't make it with the Seahawks,
Where no one was
and
talking.
Milroe comes in, no one's
Yeah.
going to care. He might not
Yeah.
even care at that point.
Where no one was talking about.
It's all about the
before.
coaches.
Yep.
The Jets didn't put him in a good situation.
Yeah.
Carolina didn't put him in a good situation. And I can't remember. Oh, he was backup quarterback for the 49ers, then went to Minnesota.
Yep.
Holy shit, he's on his fifth team. God bless him. And I said last year I believed in Sam Darnold because of where he landed.
Yep.
I believe in Trevor Lawrence. I've always believed in him, but I believe in him more. With that being said, I am a sports nut, but we don't talk about hockey enough.
We don't.
We named the show just Hockey. I feel that we talk about football the most,
Oh, by
college
miles.
sports,
Yep.
high school sports, baseball, a lot of college sports, which
Yeah.
you can't top college sports anyway. And I dabble in hockey. I am going to sit here in front of whoever's listening and I'm going to say, shame on me.
Yep.
Shame on me for not watching more hockey at my tender age of 59, my young age of 59. I am a hockey enthusiast. I had Ashley Pelkey is so proud of me.
Aw.
I think were her exact words. Kate Gaylord said to me, well, of course hockey is great. Something along those lines. And
Yeah.
looked at me like, what has taken you so long,
Yeah.
Lori? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I am a hockey fan through and through. I can thank my high school buddies that I went to Florida with. We watched hockey every night, every night. And I'm going to get the two games backwards that we watched Saturday and Sunday because they were first round game sevens.
Okay. Oh, damn.
The game sevens. So I think the Dallas Stars and Colorado Avalanche were the second night. I think it doesn't matter. The other series that went 7 games was the Winnipeg Jets and the St. Louis Blues.
Okay.
Winnipeg is the President Cup winner, which is the best best record in hockey, and it's a jinx.
Oh, every time.
every year
Every time.
you win the President's
You win
Cup.
the- yep.
Yeah, you're out in the first
Yep.
round. You certainly don't make it to the Stanley Cup. I'm sure
Right.
someone has and won it.
Yep.
But all I can remember in the last 5 years is it's like a jinx.
Yep.
So I'm watching Winnipeg, who's the top seed, obviously. St. Louis, who gets in as the last seed. And they're going 7 games. President Cup winner against the last seed over in the Western
Amazing.
Conference. I'm just watching this going, oh my God. And we tuned in late. So St. Louis was up 3-2 in the third period.
Okay.
Winnipeg tied the game with less than 2 seconds.
Damn. Oh, my. Yeah, my boss.
1.6?
My boss was talking about this
1.8?
game. I had no idea what she was talking about, but she was talking about this game. Yes.
CB,
Yeah.
you're the St. Louis Blues, who they won
Yeah.
a Stanley Cup recently too.
Yep.
You're about to knock out the President Cup winner,
Yep.
and they score with 1 point whatever it was, 6-8.
They pulled the
I don't
goalie,
know.
right? She was
Yes.
saying. Yeah.
So we go to overtime. They go to double overtime.
Damn.
I mean, this is what sucked me in, and I have not missed a hockey game since
Nice.
whatever night that was. Goes to a double overtime where when Winnipeg scored, I could just tell. I think I was watching it alone at this point because it was late.
Yeah.
They kept it down in St. Louis zone, and they were just peppering the goalie.
Yeah.
It was kind of near the blue line, but they would get it, kick it back out.
Yeah.
And it finally, it's just always that scrum because
Yeah.
there's like
With
4 or
chaos,
5
yeah.
players in front.
Yep.
And you're shooting that thing so hard from inside the blue line, and
Yep.
there's a little deflection somewhere.
Right.
So Winnipeg ends up winning.
Damn.
And you're looking at, and they're at Winnipeg, and the place is going absolutely insane. And can I just say the watch party
Yeah.
that these cities have?
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't see any other sports really doing these watch parties like hockey does.
Right.
So you're looking at the St. Louis goalie who's devastated.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking at the St. Louis players. Of course they're devastated.
Absolutely.
They were less than 2 seconds away from moving on to round 2, the semis.
That's wild.
So I'm watching this just in awe. But here's my biggest point. That is a violent sport.
Absolutely.
They get paid shit compared to what the other sports get paid.
Yep.
They go out there and brutally beat the crap out of their bodies.
Yeah.
And for the next 5 minutes after that game ended,
Yeah.
it is probably the best display of respect, sportsmanship, and class.
Nice.
And I'm going to use those 3 words.
Yeah.
Respect, sportsmanship, and class that I've ever seen in professional sports.
Is it because most of them are Canadian?
Probably. And when they get interviewed,
Yeah.
they answer very eloquently. They don't go, oh, bro, or oh, man, when it's
Yeah.
a female that's interviewing them.
Yeah.
They line up at the end of the series to go through the line right out at the center ice,
Yeah.
the long way. So I just watched.
Yeah.
I said, you know, I'm a sports fan.
Yeah.
So I watched them going through the lines. They would zero, they'd close up, come back out. If you had just turned the TV on, and I mean this with every ounce of my being, you would not have known who won or lost that game.
Wow.
A lot of patting on the chest,
Yep.
a lot of hugs,
Yep.
smiles, and I'm like, God, don't go away until you get to the 2 coaches at the very end.
Yeah.
But I'm taking it all, and I get goosebumps talking about
Yeah.
it. They get to the 2 coaches one more time. You have no clue if you're just turning your set on
Who
who
won?
won,
Yeah.
who lost. The Blues coach had a bigger smile. He lost.
Yeah.
The Winnipeg Jets coach embraces him, and it wasn't a hug, it was a bear hug
Yeah. Yeah.
that lasted for 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You could see them talking,
Yeah.
both of them smiling,
Yeah.
and just so happy
It was a great
for
game.
each other.
It was a great
for
game.
the great series.
Yep. They
7
put,
games.
They put everything that they had in it.
You would have had no clue watching every single hockey player on that ice, coach and coaching staff, who won and who lost. The camaraderie is genuine.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Ashley Pelkey about it. I just couldn't wait to talk to her about it. And we were wondering, do teams do that? In college, they do.
Yeah.
College basketball, they
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
through the line.
Yep.
College softball, college baseball. Like in the NFL, which is our favorite sport, you go and talk to who you want to talk to.
Exactly.
It's just a
Yeah.
mosh posh after the
there's
game.
so many players on the team.
But there's no unified line
Right.
to show your respect.
Yep.
And it just made me really dial back onto looking at all the professional sports. I'm like, I don't know, SCB, do they do it in baseball? I don't think they do it in baseball.
No.
I don't know if they
No.
do it in basketball. They do it in college sports.
They do.
Thank God.
Yep.
Hockey is probably the toughest, roughest, kick your ass, because then the next night, I think it was the Capitals playing, they're almost getting in a fight. I don't know the 2 players, and one of the players on Carolina had his mouth guard kind of hanging out. So the Washington Capital player that's jawing with him just kind of goes, eh, and he knocks his mouth guard out. It was the most childish thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
But I laughed my ass off for the next 3 minutes.
These big tough guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I'm just gonna knock your
And they have a long
guard.
season.
long season.
They have a long season to beat each other to crap. Joe Edson says, "Go Canadians," and he believes the Washington Capitals will win the Stanley Cup.
That's my next question. And when you get to the end of those long, hard-fought 7 gamers to move on,
Yeah.
Winnipeg lost their first game in the second round to the Dallas Stars, and the announcer immediately was like, they look gassed, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, they may have had a night or 2 off,
Right.
but they logged like 40, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, they were gassed
Yeah.
in that game. They bust their butts out there on that ice.
Yeah, it's so fast.
And then I was watching Vegas and Edmonton Oilers last night, and it was like there was another gear. And everybody's quick on the ice, but I was just like, God, it just seems, these guys seem to be skating faster. And at the end of the first period, the announcers are like, this was a very fast-paced game.
Yeah.
It is just so much fun to watch, and there's so much going on. Now we're in the second round, the semifinals. So you have the Washington Capitals and Ovechkin, who became the all-time leading goal scorer this year.
Yep.
You got so many great storylines. You've got Connor McDavid, one of the best players in the game, and Edmonton, who are now up 2-0 on Vegas. They were in the Stanley Cup Finals last year and lost to the Florida Panthers. You've got the defending champs, the Florida Panthers,
Right.
playing the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're down 2-0.
Oh, wow.
And you know how you always gravitate to a team?
Yep.
I have gravitated to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Nice.
Austin Matthews is my guy through and through. Love the guy. Ashley and I decided he resembles her fiance a little bit. A little bit, she said. The other series, I said Winnipeg is going up against Dallas, and Dallas is up 1-0. The Washington Capitals are playing Carolina. That's Ovechkin's team. It's tied up at 1-1. Toronto, I feel, is going to lose Game 3 to Florida. I will say this about the defending champs, the Florida Panthers. They hit hard.
Damn.
And when I watched them in Game 1, I said, holy shit, these guys are the defending champs for a reason.
Yeah.
They hit hard. And I said, literally, honest to God, said, Toronto's got to be more physical.
Yeah.
Game 2, end of the first period, the announcers zero in on the fact that Toronto has to be more physical.
Yeah.
And they were. And they showed the top 8 hits of period 1.
Damn.
In Game 2. Holy shit.
Brutal.
Brutal. And in Game 1, the starting goalie for Toronto got bashed in the head a couple times, went over to the bench, threw up.
Oh,
so he's
Jesus.
out of the game. So in comes your backup, Joseph Woll. Woll's kind of a good name for a goalie, though. Gives up 2 goals, boom, boom. They were up like 4-1,
Damn.
Toronto. Poor backup goalie,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They hold on to win. I think it was 5-4. Game 2, Woll gets right from the get-go. He's not coming cold off the bench.
Yeah.
He was freaking outstanding.
Oh, nice.
Freaking outstanding. And I am beyond a hockey fan now.
Joe says, I know CB won't know this, but Lori might remember John LeClaire from St. Albans.
John LeClaire, he played for the Flyers because he played with Eric Lindros for a while with the Flyers, and Lindros was one of the big dogs then. Those 2 guys, Joe, LeClaire and Lindros, you want to talk about hitting people?
Oh, damn.
And didn't LeClaire play for the Canadians too? I remember him with the Eagles, the Eagles, because I went to a game down in Hartford Whalers when Hartford had a team. But yes, Joe, I remember John LeClaire.
So here is the trivia question.
Oh gosh.
Because it's
No pressure.
applicable. So Joe says yes.
Okay. Thanks, Joe.
What are the only 2 days of the calendar year that none of the 4
Nothing.
major sports are playing? And
Like what month or what day?
there's only 2 days in the calendar year that no of the 4 major sports play. And if for this, my shout out to my supervisor. Her husband's a huge sports fan, and when she found out that I'm a huge sports fan,
Yeah.
we always do trivia to make it fun.
Yeah.
So she'll have different questions for us when we have meetings. But she called me personally for this one, and I
Is it
had
like
to.
a holiday or no? Am I way off
No,
base?
it's not holidays
Okay,
because I was
okay.
flipping through my calendar because I was like, I'm not going to look it up. I want to just try and see if I can figure it out. But now most of the time, they try and play on holidays.
Right.
So-
And
and I was like,
yeah.
So I will tell you that I
You've
had.
only swore one time.
I know. I will tell you that I had to look up the hockey season because I don't. I pay it.
Well,
it's there. It's
here
just
was
there.
my thinking. The Stanley Cup ends in like June.
Yep.
Mid-June.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, maybe no, basketball's not over with then. Well, baseball's playing anyway, so that
Yep.
took June way out of the equation. It can't be. Okay, baseball goes through October.
Yep.
Basketball's done.
Yep.
Hockey's done.
Yep.
Football hasn't started, so it's in
Yep.
October.
No, it's not in October.
Baseball ends in October. November, football starts. It's not in October?
No, because sometimes the World Series goes to November.
So then, okay, football ends in early February. Baseball hasn't started. Basketball hasn't started.
No, basketball's going at that point.
Hockey's going.
Hockey's going at that point. It's during the summer. Because you're right there. Basketball.
April. Baseball starts in April.
Go by Joe. No, they play on Mother's Day. Baseball plays on Mother's Day.
You should not be playing
Yep.
on Mother's Day.
But NBA season finishes like what, June?
With hockey.
Hockey season ends in June.
But baseball's going on.
Baseball's going, and then football starts in like
September.
August, like
Yeah, August,
late
September.
August, September. So only baseball is going through the summer.
Right.
So what 2 days does no one in the MLB play?
Oh. July 4th.
Nope.
It's not a holiday.
Yeah, they always play on holidays. They play on July 4th. They do the fireworks. It's in July though.
I'm dumbfounded.
The All-Star break, the day before.
Oh,
the day
Jesus,
after
Mary
the
and Joseph.
All-Star
Oh,
break.
my God. Are you for real?
Yep.
I don't like that answer. I don't like that answer at all. I was dissecting it way more than that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Because I was doing the same thing. I was literally
doesn't
looking
count.
at my calendar.
It doesn't count.
And I was going through and I was like, no, it can't be like the winter because too many things are going on in the winter. It can't be in the winter.
So it's the All-Star break
It's the All-Star break.
where they get that 2 days
then-
after the game.
Yeah, and I did have to look up. I was like, when does hockey season end? Because I know hockey's a long season.
Yeah.
But I never remember when it ends.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
dang. I mean, it's true.
yeah,
It's true.
it's a great question though.
It is a great question.
Yep.
I mean, you had me bamboozled. I'm like, I am lost right now.
Yep.
That's a really good one. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to, if no one's, I'm gonna have to get somebody at work. But
Yeah.
since you've left where I work,
Yeah.
sports doesn't get talked about like you and I used to talk
miss our
about it.
daily sports chat.
Ashley and I do now that I'm hockey.
Yep.
I'm all in on
I have to
hockey.
watch, like, hockey's a sport that I respect, but I just don't watch a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in awe of hockey.
Yeah.
But I just don't watch a lot. Also because I'm from New York and we had the Rangers and the Islanders.
Love me the Islanders. That was my first
Oh yes,
team.
you were an Islander.
I was an Islander
We
fan
had
in
this
the 80s.
conversation.
People would say I was a bandwagon, but
Yeah.
Dennis Potvin and Mike Bossy were my guys.
Yep.
And they were both on the Islanders. That was when they were winning too. They were winning a lot then.
Yeah,
they
but-
were so good.
Yeah, but when I was, growing up, they weren't winning much.
And Messier and the Rangers.
Yeah.
And Messier, man, he looks like he could play again. He
Does
still
he?
looks really good. Guy hasn't aged at all. Makes me sick.
Jen says, I checked tennis. Wimbledon is always July, ends 2 days before the All-Star break.
I love it.
That's amazing.
I love it. You want to talk NBA? It's playoff time.
Have you watched any of the games?
I've been watching hockey.
So I've only watched a couple of the games.
Seriously, I've been
but
watching hockey.
Did you at least see that Pacers-Cavs game?
Okay, so explain this to me. Cavs, winningest team in the NBA.
Yep.
Celtics right behind them.
Yep.
Defending champs.
They're all
and both are 0 down in a
two.
hole,
Yep.
0-2.
Yep.
Headed to Indiana and
Yep.
headed to Madison Square.
Yep.
And the Celtics blew two 20-point
Point leads.
They said
Yes,
it was a carbon copy.
Yeah, 2 20-point leads. I was like, yo.
And you want to know what I heard on Around the Horn tonight?
Yeah.
Was that the Celtics in the last 96 minutes of basketball,
Mm-hmm.
they threw this out there, I had to write it down, is 25 for 100 from 3-point land.
Oh, jeez.
Go to the goddamn basket
You guys are all big.
and play defense, please.
Yes. Yes.
And that was
This is why I hate
common theme was
This is why the NBA
slash
sometimes-
to the basket,
Yeah.
try to get to the foul line if you
Yeah.
can't finish, and play some defense. They
yeah.
are 25 for
Yeah.
100 from 3-point land.
This is why I hate the
I'll lose my voice.
NBA sometimes. That's why I hate the
Bob
NBA.
Ryan too. Bob Ryan is about to blow a gasket over that 3-point line.
Joe wants to know who was the badass goalie for the Rangers.
Oh, Joe. I know it.
Way too many 3 points, he says. Also,
I can see him. Oh, you got to tell me, Joe. Oh, it's so right on the tip of my tongue. Nope, I'm not coming up with it. He's a hell of a goalie too.
it was Mike Richter.
Was it Mike Richter? He's a very handsome bugger too.
He was from like the 90s.
He was a hell of a goalie. Well, that's when they won it with Messier, wasn't
Joe
it?
says Davidson.
Oh, Davidson. Probably got all his teeth knocked out too. I mean, he was a badass. Richter is the one I was thinking though, so I failed that one too. So what's up with the Celtics? They are now, the Cavs and the Celtics are in must-win games.
Yeah.
Must-win games.
Yep.
Because then you're at least going to put the Pacers and the Knicks back on their heels a little bit.
Yep.
Is anybody playing better than Jalen Brunson right now?
No. Oh my gosh.
right?
That yeah. I can't talk.
If you were living in New York still, would you try to go
Yes.
to a Knicks game?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's a
would.
great time
No,
to be a Knicks fan.
Honestly, as soon as I moved out of New York, the Knicks started playing great.
Right.
As soon as I moved out of
Right.
New York, I could have gone to Knicks games for like $5.
And Karl Anthony Towns needs to, and he's been playing great in the last two
Yeah.
games, but he needs to,
Yeah.
he needs to man up and just be. That's why they got him from the from the Wolves.
Yes, be aggressive.
And what cracked me up as I was looking at these 0-2 deficits, I'm seeing Denver beat OKC in game one,
Yep.
beating my Thunder.
Yep.
And I'm like, what is happening in the playoffs? And we've lost the 2 seed and the 3 seed
Yep.
and the Rockets and the Lakers.
Yep.
So now you've got 6 and 7
Yep.
with the T-Wolves in Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
And now Steph Curry's out.
Yes. Yes.
And
What did he go out with?
calf strain, was it calf or was it muscle? Quad.
I saw that.
One or the other of
Yeah.
those.
I feel like it was calf.
Grade 1,
Yeah, but I
out
saw
a week at least.
Yeah. I was like,
And
yo.
Ant-Man goes up, rolls his ankle,
Yep.
and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me,
Yep.
but comes back and
Yeah,
plays.
yeah.
And then
He's also a little younger.
OKC got back on the winning track and
Yeah.
blew out Denver.
Yep.
But, Denver's for real. That's a
They
really
are.
good team, too.
They are.
I mean, you look at OKC, who's the 1 seed out west, and you play the 4th seed, the Denver Nuggets. That's not your typical 4th seed team.
No.
The Houston Rockets were the 2 seed, who got bumped out by Golden State. Yeah,
Yes,
because the
yes,
Wolves beat the Lakers.
yes.
But Houston's a year away. They just don't have the experience. Very,
Yeah,
very
yes,
young.
yes,
Well, a little bit of,
yes.
Van Vliet. They got some veterans in there too. But this is shaping up to be
So fun.
so fun. And, I don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse, but what if it's the Pacers and the Knicks?
Yo, that's going to be friggin' wild.
After the
I've been so
year
good with
that the
that bump.
Cleveland Cavaliers have had, I mean, they have
Yeah.
been
Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
And
They
I got to
were-
say, I'm a
they
big
were-
Donovan Mitchell fan. I really am.
They were 64-18.
64 and 18.
Yep.
And you know how we always talk about a team you just don't, there's a certain team you don't match up well with?
Yep.
I knew it going in. It
Yeah.
was the Pacers. I'm like, they're not just going to roll over. That's a
No.
good team.
Yeah.
It's a really
Did you
good
see
team.
the end of that one game
No,
where
I was watching hockey.
Where Halliburton
I was watching hockey. So tell me
they,
about
They
it.
had the Cavs had like a 7-point lead with a couple minutes left, and they were just making stupid mistakes. Like they were just taking shots that they shouldn't have been taking shots where they should have just been trying to take more time. They were
Yep.
fouling the
Yep.
Pacers, and then with like seconds left in the game, Pacers shoot. They get the offensive rebound. Halliburton gets the ball, steps back. They're down 2.
Oh, I did see the
steps
step back. I saw the
and
step
hits
back.
the 3,
Yeah.
and game over.
Halliburton played for the Kings, Sacramento. They traded
Yeah.
him. When they traded him, because they had a
He's a-
plethora of guards, I was like,
Yeah, he's a
freaking
great
A.
point guard.
Oh, he's fabulous.
He's a great point guard.
He's fabulous.
Yeah.
All right, so on Around the Horn, 2 of the sports reporters are like, series done. They dismissed it and said, Knicks, Pacers moving on. I'm like, you should not do that.
No, because these are still great teams.
You're talking the defending champs,
It
and you're
takes-
talking the team with the best record in the
It
NBA.
takes one game to get
takes
your.
one game.
It takes one game.
So we agree.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
I mean, I could see.
I would love that if it's the Pacers and the Knicks. I would
Yeah.
have so much fun with that.
I could see 7
But-
games for both.
But
If they come
yeah,
back in
yeah.
Game 3.
Yes.
If the Cavs
They
and the
need
Celtics come back in Game
yes.
3, I could see it going 7 games.
Yep,
I
I agree.
really could.
Yep,
and
I
that would be
agree.
a lot of fun.
Yep.
Other side, Wolves tied up the Warriors, who looked like they were left for dead
Right,
because
because
Steph's
they didn't
not
have-
playing. But that OKC and Denver series is going to be a bloodbath too.
Oh, yes.
They're trying to beat up Jokic. And he retaliates. The first push or elbow doesn't
Yep.
get called. He retaliates, and he's getting called.
Yep.
Might get called a little different now that they're in Denver.
Yeah.
But, NBA's fun this time of year.
Yes, as long as you're
NBA
not
is
just
fun.
shooting threes for no reason.
Celtics, just try to get to the basket, get some points
Yeah.
in the paint, and play
Yeah.
defense.
Joe says they're not playing Celtic basketball.
No,
Yeah.
not right now.
Yeah.
But they'll regroup. They
Yeah,
will regroup.
just takes one game, folks.
Who are you picking to go to the finals? You did this. We did this last year, and you picked it. Was it last year?
Oh, geez.
No, I picked this. It was the year before when Denver won.
Yeah.
You picked Denver and 5 games.
Yes.
I think we all picked the Celtics last year. I can't quite remember.
I think we all did. Yeah.
I mean, maybe we wait until it gets down to the conference finals.
Yeah, let's wait for the conference finals because
Whoever comes out of the
there's just so
OKC Denver
much
one.
crazy. Yes.
I mean, when I was first predicting before the playoffs started, I would have said OKC and Cleveland because that's who I wanted.
Yeah.
And they're both the 1 seed. Now, I don't know.
It's been so much crazy shit. I can't
It's
even.
a crapshoot.
I can't even throw teams out there.
So, as we round things up, we have to talk about the NFL. We only got a couple minutes left, and we always talk about the NFL.
Yeah.
So, I think it's funny. Last week we talked about Abdul Carter. We were talking about Abdul Carter wanting to wear number 56.
Yep.
And Lawrence Taylor's like, F you, you're not wearing my number.
Good for Lawrence Taylor.
So then he's going to, I want 11. Well, that's Phil Simms' number. That's been retired.
Yep.
Phil Simms and his family were talking it over. And they both said, no. No, Rook, you're not. Make your own. So he's wearing 51. So he took the 5 from 56 and the 1 from 11, and he's wearing 51.
Good for him.
I saw him in rookie minicamp today, just, beating up dummies. I mean, he's knocking the stuffing out of them.
He cracked a joke, well, guess I'm not wearing any number this year. Joseph says a lot of good games left. Yes, there are.
A lot of good games left. So, I said, what's in a number? Well, a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, this rookie dared to go in and ask for Lawrence Taylor's retired number.
That's
and then Phil Simms' retired number.
Yeah.
So to put it all in perspective,
Yep.
and we're going to stick with the Giants theme and what's in a number. So we just talked about Abdul Carter. Make your own number, dude.
Yep.
Rookie, come on, you got to earn it.
Yeah.
So Jackson Dart. I don't just love saying his name. I believe in the kid.
Yeah.
Well, what'd he wear? He wears number 2. Well, that belonged to, no, I'm sorry. Yes, he wears number 2. And that belongs to Deonte Banks, one of their cornerbacks.
Yep.
So Deonte Banks is wearing 2. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
Good cornerback.
It's his, yeah.
He's like, screw you. You're not, rookie, you're not getting my number.
It's his number.
But Deonte Banks previously, last season, wore number 3. So Russell Wilson signs and Banks says veteran to veteran.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, dude, yeah, you can have my number 3.
Yeah.
Because you're a veteran. You've proven yourself. Here you go, Russ. Take number 3. I'm going to wear number 2. Dart gets drafted, gets to rookie minicamp, and he's like, no, rookie, you're not getting my number 2. So Jackson Dart's wearing 6. Looks very weird on the young man.
That's hilarious.
But I'm like, way to go, Giants. Make these rookies earn it.
Hell yeah.
Way to go, Legends. You should not be taking your number.
Oh, no.
And I know I gave kudos to Warren Moon. That was Warren Moon's choice to take his number 1 and give it to Cam Ward and present it to him.
Right.
His choice.
Yeah.
But asking for it, no.
No.
Lawrence Taylor and Phil Simms. And then Deonte Banks changes his number for Russell Wilson, a seasoned, wily veteran.
Yeah.
But no, Rook, you're not going to have my number 2.
Yo, I love it. I
absolutely love it.
Yeah. Put your head down, work, and soon someone will want to wear your number.
What's in a number? I know what's in a number. You earn it.
Yeah.
And Carter, you're going to love it when you look up in the stands and see all those 51s.
Exactly.
On little kids, teenagers, grown adults.
Yep.
They're going to be proudly wearing your number 51.
Speaking of Giants, did you see that JPP wants to come back?
No.
Yes.
What is happening?
Yo, does he have any fingers left?
Did he play last year?
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
He sat out last year. But honestly, I completely forgot about the man. Yeah. But just seeing his name in that article, I was like, I flashed back to being so freaking pissed that this idiot blew half of his hand off when he was
fireworks.
Yeah,
fireworks.
I was like, you're fucking
didn't
idiot.
make Giant fans happy.
No,
it really didn't.
So stupid.
The only other NFL news, though, because it's rookie minicamp.
Yeah.
George Pickens gets traded from the Steelers to the Cowboys for a 3rd and a 5th. A little confused at first.
Me too.
I know they're not high on Pickens. I think I don't think. They truly believe Tomlin and the crew, he has a lot of maturing to do.
Yes, and
he does.
Valid.
He does.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to point out. I don't know how many, I have it written down here. As Golden State got tied up in the series 1-1, was Draymond Green is 2 technicals away
From getting.
He has 5 in 9 playoff games.
Oh,
He's
geez.
2 away from getting the
suspended.
7
Yeah.
and a 1-game
Game
suspension.
suspension.
Do we think he gets it in this series with Minnesota? Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, and then he's like, I'm tired of being known as like the angry black man. Dude, then
Stop being angry.
Stop acting like
He's
it.
incredibly animated.
Yeah.
I used to laugh at him because he's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
I used to laugh at him, but now I'm like, just, you need to stop.
Yeah.
You
It's
just need
too
to
much.
stop.
It's just too much.
It's like when we were picking on, geez, I'm drawing a blank now. UConn coach, men's coach.
Oh, yep. Oh, what's his face?
I can see him for his actions on the sideline.
Joe says, can you imagine the fines?
Right? And how come I can't remember his name? This is awful. If my
yeah,
sister's
I
listening,
can.
she's going to kick my tail. Hurley, Coach Hurley.
Yeah, yes.
Gosh, got it. We were just
It's
tired
Friday
of his
brain.
antics.
It's Friday-
It's
yes.
antics.
Yeah.
And with Green, hell of a player, but I'm tired of his antics.
Yeah.
So back to Pickens.
Jen said Dan Hurley.
Yeah, thank you, Jen. I think Pickens and DK Metcalf would have been a solid duo, though.
Yes.
I hear there Roman Wilson is the rookie from Michigan who redshirted last year, basically for the Steelers.
Okay.
That he looks good in camp.
Okay.
And he's probably working his tail off to prove himself now
Yeah.
that he had to redshirt that first year.
Yep.
Pickens wanted that new contract because he's in the last year of his rookie
Right.
contract.
Yep.
Now that he's with the Cowboys, he's like, no, we're just not going to talk contract because I'm now playing with the best quarterback I've ever played with in my career, which he's
Valid.
not wrong.
Valid.
And I'm going to play opposite CD Lamb,
Which valid.
and he could put up the biggest numbers of his career and then be a free
see.
agent.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. We
Yeah.
will see. But I worry about the Steelers. Yet I'm like, well, if Roman Wilson, you got DK Metcalf,
yeah.
you gave him a huge contract.
Yeah.
You drafted Johnson, the kid out of Iowa, to be your new running back.
Mm-hmm.
You still got Freiermuth. You don't have a quarterback yet that is ready to step in and start. It's still
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's Rodgers or Cousins.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting because there's still some good veterans out there.
Right.
No, Diggs signed with the Patriots. Who am I thinking of? Keenan Allen is still out there.
Is he?
I'm still trying. Amari Cooper.
Oh, is he?
He's still out there too. So I'm like, there is still a veteran you can bring in to play that 2
Yeah.
or 3
Yeah.
role. So it's still going to be interesting to see what the Steelers do
Yes.
before
they
the
have
real,
time.
get the
Yeah.
rookie mini camps.
Yeah, but first,
out of
kind
the
of
way.
get your quarterback.
Yeah, get your quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because that'll also help bring people in, depending on who it is. And people may not want to go sign with them or trade with them, depending on friggin'.
they are saying that they're comfortable going into the season with Mason Rudolph, which I believe to a point. He's very proven in Steeler land.
Mm-hmm.
He's very proven to come off the bench
Right.
and win you a couple of games
Yeah.
as a great backup quarterback.
Yes.
He's not going to be your quarterback for
the whole season.
17,
No.
18 games. He's not. CB, this has been a lot of fun, as it always is. And CB only swore once.
I was
One
so
time.
good tonight.
One little chicken scratch.
Yep.
One little chicken scratch. Watch anything and everything this weekend. Watch hockey.
Yep.
Watch the NBA. Watch softball and college baseball.
Yep.
And get out there and support your local high school sports.
Yep.
More than anything,
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. To all you amazing moms out there,
Props to you.
have a great Mother's Day. Props to you big time.
You deserve
My
everything.
first Mother's Day without my mom. So it's going to be interesting. What I have decided to do, though, is I used to love writing in her Mother's Day card. It was one
Yeah.
of my favorite things to do.
Yep.
And many times she would say to me, I'm just going to read it after you've left.
Yeah.
Because it would probably make both of us cry.
Yep.
She even said to me last year that she wanted to make sure that that last Mother's Day card from Gail and I went with her.
Oh my gosh.
I'll never forget her saying that.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to still go get a Mother's Day
Yeah.
card and write in it.
Yeah, you can read it to her.
And I'm going to go read it to her.
My dad is getting to. He told my mom that she was going to be a grandma. Oh. So, yeah. So it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier.
Dad's in New York this weekend.
15. I'm 15 years in, and it doesn't
Oh,
get
CB.
doesn't get better. Doesn't get easier. Still a tough
Nope.
weekend.
Nope.
Because our moms are so amazing, and
Moms are amazing.
a huge part of your life. When you miss someone, it just shows how much you love them.
It's all you've ever known from
Yep.
the first breath you took.
Or the 5 months.
Or,
later.
yep.
But yeah,
But they're always there.
yep,
They mold you into the person you become.
yep.
They know when to step in and
Yep.
when to step back.
And tell you when you're a freaking idiot.
Yep.
But also be there for you when you need them.
Yep. And when
yep.
I would do a little bit of Wendy whining moments,
Mm-hmm.
that's when my mom would say to me in the last couple of years, "Okay, honey, well, I gotta go." And I didn't blame her.
Yeah.
She would hang up, and I'm like, "Kudos to you, Mom."
Yeah.
You're like, just buck up, Lori, and stop whining. Stop being a Wendy whiner.
Aw.
I mean, it's so many memories. Just the floodgates open.
Yeah.
I have a good cry.
Yeah.
Mom, I miss you like crazy, but
Yep.
I'm gonna go right in that card.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna go read it to her so everybody enjoy it.
Joe says, my mom turns 84 on Mother's Day. Happy birthday to your
Oh,
mom, Joe.
happy birthday, Joe Edson's mama.
Cherish it.
And Mama Wheels, I don't know if you tuned in tonight, but happy Mother's Day to
Yeah.
you and all you amazing, amazing moms out there.
And the kids out there, just cherish every moment.
Seriously, cherish every moment and always remember, even though you don't think they're right, moms are always right.
Always, always.